and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, another specific person video, I'm going to explain why your SP, your specific person, actually wants you to manifest them. This might sound weird to you, this might sound like news to you. I know a lot of you are used to seeing your SP as separate from you. However, I'm here today to tell you that your SP actually wants you to manifest them and why that is. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So a lot of you who write on my comments and also many of you who come for coaching are very used to seeing yourselves as separate from your specific person or your specific person as separate from you. Same thing. And from that point of view, all sorts of problems arise, as you can imagine. You may think that you are violating their free will by manifesting them. You might think that they don't want to be with you. You might think that they may decide after all that they don't want a reconciliation or they don't want a relationship with you, or if you're friends with benefits, they don't want the commitment, and so on. If something bad has happened between you, for example, an argument, you might be thinking that they will not want to forgive you, that they might feel better off without you. And at the end of the day, all of these assumptions, all of these thoughts, come from a point of view of separation. They come from a point of view where you're not realizing, or at the very least, you're not embodying the concept that you and your SP are energetically one. You are one in consciousness. You've always been one. You are one now, and you will always be one no matter what. And as such, your SP is always and has always been a mirror of your dominant consciousness. What that means in practice and how it can help you in your manifesting is that you can feel free to assume that your specific person wants the things that you want. The reason they might be reflecting otherwise is because your dominant consciousness is not yet aligned with what you actually want. You want one thing, but you are conscious and aware of another thing. As an example, you are manifesting your ex back, and you want that reconciliation, you want that relationship back. However, your consciousness and your awareness is on, I don't have them, I am lacking them, I'm in lack of them. Maybe they don't want me, maybe they have forgotten about me, maybe they have moved on, maybe they have met someone else, and so on. In other words, your consciousness does not align with your desire. And when your consciousness does not align with your desire, your consciousness invariably wins. It's what Neville Goddard said, the feeling always wins. What you feel about the situation, how you perceive the situation, what you expect out of the situation, what you're imagining about the situation is stronger than a mere desire you may have to change the situation. So if your consciousness and where you're putting your awareness and your attention is not aligned with what you actually want, your consciousness is going to win over the desire. So this is why in the vast majority of cases, if not in every single case, if your desire and your consciousness do not align, your SP might be reflecting things that you don't want, or things that you don't prefer, or things that are not your ideal situation, not your ideal scenario, or maybe they're showing you hot and cold. And the reason is that. The reason is because your consciousness is not on your oneness with your specific person, but it's actually on all the problems, all the circumstances, all the past stories, everything they said and did. And as such, you are inclined to interpret the present and to expect the future with reference to the past, what has happened in the past. Now, if you would start to shift that mindset, if you would start to shift your way of thinking, your way of perceiving things, your way of feeling about the situation, to align it more with your actual desire and to align it with the consciousness of oneness with your specific person, the consciousness of non-separation with your specific person, and I mean that on the energetic level and on the consciousness level, not the 3D level, you would start seeing, and it would very quickly become evident to you that there is no separation between your desires and your specific person's desires. And if you're perceiving any separation in your desires versus their desires, It is because of where you're putting your consciousness and what you are being aware of and where you're turning your attention to. So in other words, you quickly realize that yes, your SP does want to be manifested by you. Yes, your SP does want the happy, loving, committed relationship that you also want. Yes, they do want the reconciliation. Yes, they do want to make up with you. Yes, they do want to offer you the commitment. Yes, they do want the relationship. Yes, they do want the marriage, and so on. And at the end of the day, as I always say, and as I've said in other videos, who doesn't want to be loved? Who is going to say no to pure intentions and pure love? Nobody. So if what you're projecting towards your SP is pure and unconditional love and a desire to share that love with them, they're not going to reject it. It's important, of course, to make a distinction here and put a disclaimer, because a lot of people think that they are in love and that they are being loving towards their SP, when in reality they're giving things and feelings and experiences to their SP in anticipation that they're going to get something back. So they're not actually giving pure unconditional love to their SP. Instead, they're doing something to get their SP's attention and to try to fill their own voids and to try to get things from their SP. But when we talk about pure, unconditional love, the kind of love that comes from feeling fulfilled within and sharing that with your SP, there is no SP in the world, no person in the world who is going to refuse that. Because that energy comes from a much higher vibration and your SP is not going to resist that, is not going to want to resist that. So coming back to what I was saying earlier, your SP does want to be manifested by you. They do want your love. They do want your affection. They do want the relationship. They do want the commitment, and so on. And the only thing that is standing in the way, if you're perceiving things as not moving, not happening, nothing is changing, and so on, is because you are perceiving yourself as separate from your specific person. And you are dwelling on circumstances. You are dwelling on the 3D. You're dwelling on what you perceive as them wanting something different to what you want. But again, that comes back to your own consciousness. That comes back to your own awareness. When you're conscious and aware that what you want is also what your SP wants, and when you start to steer your mindset in that direction, you very, very quickly realize that there is no separation between what you want and what your SP want. You are one energetically, you are one in consciousness, and you want the same things. So there is no such thing as, am I taking away their free will? There is no such thing as, what if they decide otherwise? There is no such thing as, what if they decide they don't want me? And so on. Things that I hear almost on a daily basis, and they all come from the point of view of seeing others, and specifically your SP, as separate from you. When you see your SP as one in consciousness with you, as one in energy with you, you realize that your inner movements are also being transferred to your SP on a subconscious level, and they are going to be reflected by your SP, and they're going to be matched by your SP. So bottom line, switch from a point of view of seeing your SP as separate from you to seeing your SP as one with you. When you switch to the point of view of oneness, all the dilemmas, all the challenges, all the obstacles, anything that you perceived before as hindrances or as blocks in the way, go away. And this is when you truly start expanding your consciousness. This is when you truly start to expand into better versions of yourself. And your SP, sooner or later, usually sooner in those cases, comes in to match and confirm that oneness to you. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.